Hello everybody, I'm George from Ireland, so welcome back to my channel, and this is about the Duchess of Sussex, as she likes to introduce herself, as indeed she is, Meghan Markle, the woman who wants privacy, and her idea of privacy is going on the most popular chat shows in the world. I want privacy, so I'm going on Oprah, or this occasion it's Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres is someone I've been watching since I was very little. In the early 80s, used to present that show from San Diego Zoo back when she was a straight. So she always does really easy interviews. They're always cheerful. They're never searching, no hostile questions. It's light-hearted and humorous. So Meghan knew she would not be put on the spot. There'd be no moments of awkwardness. Anyway, this is Meghan. Her idea of privacy is telling us the most intimate details of her life, what her marriage is like, that she had a miscarriage, which many women choose to keep secret. There's nothing remotely shameful about it, but it's deeply private, and a lot of people don't actually want to wallow in their grief and talk about something which is a maudlin event for them, and also that imposes something on other people. So because then you make the other person feel sad and gauche. But anyway, so there was a lot of light-hearted twaddle from her, and about how she's bringing up her child Lilibet. Hello, Audrey Forbes Hamilton. Thank you for tuning into the channel. And how she gets on with various other celebrities, her lifestyle, hanging out with these glitzy people in Tinseltown. Well, she doesn't quite live in Hollywood. It was hilarious when Prince Harry said he was moving to California for a normal life. Normal, living in a $14 million mansion. That's normality for him. So what's going on with 5-year-old Lilibet, their daughter, and that was Queen Elizabeth II. That was her baby name, Elizabeth. When she couldn't pronounce it, used to say it Lilibet. So I thought it was cringe-making the way they chose that as an actual name. What's life like at Montecito? Ellen going along with a lie, saying that they met 10 years ago. Well, is that a lie? I have no idea whether it's true or not. But even though this woman insists on introducing herself as the Duchess, she's very much a woman of the people, and she's so humble, going on about how she was so penniless, rather than actually having a rather comfortable middle-class lifestyle. If her father's to be believed, and I think he is, she had a very bourgeois upbringing, and he paid for her higher education at Northwestern University, and publishing all these books. So Meghan Markle, presumably she thought she'd be the leading lady of Hollywood. She's got to be the most bankable name in the world. In 2019, she was the most Googled name of all 8 billion people in the world. Wow, what an asset. So she lives by publicity. She's a media hoe, okay? As in getting her face out there as much as possible. What does it tell you that she's an actress? Actresses like to perform, so does she. I like to perform to some extent. Attention seeking doesn't have to be a bad thing. Without attention seeking, we'd have no singing, no dancing, no acting or anything like that. Not much writing, not much politics. So it's good to have these people. They can add to the gaiety of the world. But why is it that no Hollywood director will touch her with a barge pole? Because patently she can't act. You saw her performance in Suits, and in a sense that wasn't acting. Yes, there was that character, whatever her name was, and she was saying the lines, but that was her personality. I didn't see how she was interpreting a fictive personality at all in that one. When you see her as herself, she's just the same. Her father had a very well-paid job and won the lottery, all the lies and hypocrisy. And then she'd have us believe that she had a rather difficult childhood in pecuniary terms. Whereas her stepsister and stepbrother, as a half-sister, half-brother, absolutely are sick of the sight of her, detest her. And then she's always backstabbing her father, perjured herself, having conveniently forgotten and all of a sudden remembered that yes, she had authorised that book, Finding Freedom, that they would have us believe she had nothing to do with. So anyway, so there she is, Meghan Markle telling us about how her son and daughter get on and things like that, and parenting, because she's just an ordinary mother. Well, isn't that sweet? The only thing they have in common is that both treat the people that work for them terribly. She has the common in that common with who? In common with whom? Forest gorillas, please. Anyway, so Meghan Markle sort of wade into this political issue in the United States. Should parents have paid time off work? Right? That's a contentious issue. Even if you agree with her, you might think it's not apposite that she does so. I know she's an American citizen. she's constitutionally entitled to mouth off on this and any issue. She's still somewhat a member of the British royal family. I think they can't have their cake and eat it. Why don't they just say we're leaving the royal family altogether? Yes, Harry's a relative by blood, she's a relative by marriage, but drop the titles. No more royal handles, no more Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If you're not willing to play by the rules at all, if you're going to speak up on controversial matters without the imprimatur of the British government, because that is dragging the royal family into political controversy. They're supposed to be above politics. If they're really going to step back as senior members of the royal family. So there she is, ferociously defending her privacy whilst breaching her own privacy, so long as she can get some filthy lucre out of it. I mean, the hypocrisy of it is nauseating. Well, these two, I mean, I'd rather like not to hear much more of them. Two privileged people who are always railing against privilege. And if she's so courageous, why doesn't she call out Prince Andrew? Because she's speaking up for the Me Too movement, Meghan Markle. But I think even she thinks that would be rocking the boat a little bit too much to be denouncing her husband's uncle, who's very much under a cloud over his long-term friendship with Jeffrey Epstein and his supposed unlawful encounters with Victoria Roberts. So it wasn't very edifying, that. And Ellen DeGeneres is obviously a seasoned and superb interviewer. On his first engagement post announcement, he said, "Just call me Harry," and he didn't want titles for their children. Well, exactly, so why accept them? And then she was miffed that their son Archie wouldn't be a prince, and the thing is saying it was racialist. But and then in the same interview, Meghan Markle said, "Well, I know because of this rule laid down by King George V in 1917 that only certain people get to be prince and princess. We can't have dozens of princes and princesses. That would be ridiculous. That would devalue it. And he won't get security. Well, he's with his parents. He'll get it when he's with them, but there is a limit to how much the taxpayer can afford. I mean, it's all right for multimillionaires like Harry and Meghan, who can very easily pay for their own security anyway. But how about people on minimum wage having to subsidise their security? And if they really want to be secure, just shut up. Let people forget about you. Just don't be relevant. Then no one's going to assassinate you then. No, she didn't accept the title. Sorry, she didn't accept the title for Archie. I thought she wasn't offered one. Hello there, Sunil. But she wanted a title for her son. She was suggesting it was racialist because he was partly black. That's why he's not getting that title, which is preposterous. Because Prince Harry, I'm just trying to think about this. Prince Charles is number 1. William is number 2. His children are 3, 4, and 5. Harry's number 6. Therefore, Archie's number 7th in line to the throne. By the time Archie grows up, there may well be more children higher up, so he'll be pushed down to beyond 10th in line. You have to have a cut-off somewhere along the line. Because it's just too pricey otherwise. Buenos días, Oliver Balcazar. ¿Cómo estás, hombre? ¿De dónde eres? Soy de Irlanda, pero habito aquí en Londres, en el Reino Unido. So that's enough Castellano from me. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I just thought I'd get that off my chest. So please follow me and give me your comments. Follow my channel. Occasions for these things by me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and book also online lessons on all sorts of subjects: history, politics, French, citizenship, religious studies, English language, English literature, English as a foreign language, the life in the UK test. Is there anything else? And I'll help people with dissertations, theses, essays, and so forth. I'm a tour guide in London, so come on, book guided tours. Tourism is reopening now. Have lots of tourists from the Middle East, for example, and the United States coming. Okay, signing off. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you so much for your donations on PayPal. I urgently need them to sustain the channel. Toodle pip.